welcome to the Rolling News on Elf TV. We interrupt your regularly scheduled programming with some breaking news. The Prime Minister has announced a second lockdown across the United Kingdom. Several government agencies have come out with new sets of guidelines that will be presented later on today. Our epidemiology expert, Abominable, joins us today with more information on the topic. Abominable, over to you.
Thank you again, Pun Life, and thank you to all of you at home. I'm coming to you live from the confinements of my home, as the government have extended a number of measures making offline locals almost impossible to organise. With that, the Prime Minister has enforced a number of mandates. If you have a Wi-Fi connection, you will have to explain to the Tekken community why you cannot buy a wire and seek government approval to continue. Snake edges are limited to 6 per set. That's 6 snake edges per set. If you break these limitations, you may be subjected to a fine. There will be no blaming online as the reason why you didn't break that throw or block that low. You know what you let yourself in for. Leroy and Fakenram are allowed. I repeat, they are currently allowed. However, the government have warned that some players using these characters have reported symptoms of a loss of respect and credibility. With all these measures in place, the government believe we will get through this. We will have fun, and we will have some sick online tech. Let's do this, guys. Let's do it. Lockdown League 2. Pun Life.
Yeah, it works. It works. Stream's back. Nothing's lagging right now, hopefully.
Rolling news. Repeat it all you like. Right, guys. Lockdown League 2. We're back. We're back with the usual Elf high production standards, highest in the biz. We're going to do some sick online Tekken, and I can't wait to get down to it, especially after those technical difficulties. You are all legends for staying with us through that. And you know that's not what we're about. We're better than that. So let's come together and watch Lockdown League 2. So, Pun Life, who have we got today? Who's playing each other?
So we have a range of players from all over the UK today. So we have the homeboy Shirdel representing Elf. We have Kirberry of Scotland. We have imortalXsoul of Midlands. BAKRI, Tezzaron, Locolei, Rukang. All names you would have heard of before. And we also have one of the winners of the actual rank up series, Onigingerbread, who I'm actually really excited to see. The Gigas in the competition. And an improving player, so I'm super excited to see how he does today, especially against a lot of the powerhouses in the pool that I just mentioned.
Powerhouses indeed. I mean, look at these names. Such an eclectic mix of players. I mean, Rukang, what a guy, what a player. Kirberry, Shirdel, imortalXsoul, one of the biggest stars coming through Tekken right now. Tezzaron. I mean, there isn't a tournament where you don't see Tezzaron competing and doing pretty well. Locolei, an exciting player, and BAKRI and Onigingerbread, and I'm already seeing some results coming through, and they're looking rather juicy already. Who have we got for our next stream match, Shirdel, when we're ready?
Shirdel?
Oh my god, I am so sorry.
Listen, just because I'm a compare, that's not me, I'm an Alyssa main.
I'm so sorry. I don't know who I'm sorry to, Shirdel or you. Because I saw his name in the bracket. That's really annoying when you see a streamer's name who's in the tournament with you, someone who you cast with regularly or have casted with. Like, you see it and you're like, okay, that's going to confuse me. In any case, we've got some good results coming through already. And who's our next match? Pun Life?
I believe we are on board to have Tezzaron and imortalXsoul versing each other in the first game on stream. We had another game, but obviously because we had some technical difficulties, we're a little bit behind the schedule. So we put that game off stream, and we're going to continue through, and hopefully we still see a decent chunk of players. When we set up all the stream matches, we made sure that everyone gets relatively the same amount of matches on stream, so it's all fair, everyone gets some exposure, and everyone has fun, most importantly.
Yeah, very good. And of course, helping us get back on track with our brackets is Fury and her team, and want to make sure we give a big shout out to her and the team that work behind the scenes from production and otherwise. I think we too often save that to the end of the show, and we don't call out enough during the show. Thank you to everyone helping us out, whether it be AC or Fury, or Robin as well. Thank you so much, and we're just so happy to be with you. We're so happy to be back with you doing Lockdown League 2. As sad as it is that we have to do a Lockdown League 2, you guys are asking people to, and we're bringing it.
Indeed, indeed. And I think it's pretty cool to see, again, a massive variety of players from all over the country. I think that's the best part about it. Because normally, like it's outside of BSF when when quarantine is in action, you don't see most players play against each other. So a lockdown invitational is a specific, like it's a one special instance where you'll be able to see all the players from all over the country versus each other over and over again. Because obviously round robin bracket allows for that as well, which is fantastic. And I hope everyone enjoys the show now that we fixed the majority of the techniques.
I love round robins because you can still, you might have lost a couple of games, you might even lose your first 2 games, whatever. You still can be in it. It's not as life and death as maybe a single or double elimination tournament might be. There can be twists and turns all the way through, and it's so often that we get to the last round. Everyone's played 7 games, there's been wins and there's been losses, but it's still all to be played for. That's what makes the round robin so exciting to me.
Indeed, and something important to mention when you get to mention is formats. Most of you already know the details, like in case you didn't, show was really good. Definitely. There is some notable things to say. There is 4 players, the last 2 minutes, 2 noodles. The losers of each pool will deeper. And, well, basically, anyone that doesn't make it out, sorry, scramble a little bit. And if he doesn't make it out of the pool, has a chance in Challengers LCQ on the 5th of October. So you'll be able to try to fight back and get another spot in the final bracket. And there'll be a separate open LCQ bracket as well for everyone else that wasn't involved in Invitational, which I believe allows for 2 more players to actually get into the final bracket. So look forward to that. I think we're opening the registration later today, so you guys can join on that.
Absolutely, and having been a player in one of those LTQs, it's one of the most exciting experiences I've had playing on Tekken. Unbelievable tournaments, such a great mix of players, and that's what I love about the UK. There isn't necessarily one dominant character. I mean, okay, we've got some empowering players, we've got a lot of king players, but there's no dominant character, there's no dominant sort of variant. It's such an eclectic mix. You've got some of the 2D players in the north, E minor, Guki Kuma. You've got a really wide mix in the south, and you've got like the Welsh scene with their lay. It's just a really nice mix of players.
Indeed, and we will be just about to go into the loading screen with imortalXsoul and Tezzaron, our first game on stream.
Very
so
good.
The classic Eliza versus Raven. Damage across the board.
That classic match we see all the time.
There's a lot of Ravens in UK at this point. Like, more than it should be.
Yeah, more than there should be. Let's not get into that. Are you one of the people that think Raven is very overpowered?
Oh no, I wouldn't say she's overpowered. I feel like she doesn't do much damage, but she has issues. She has massive issues that should be fixed. So I think fix the hitbox issues, nerf her damage, we're good.
I think her hitboxes are very scary as well. They can hit you when you least expect it. Very much like Asuka.
Yeah,
Tezzaron's got it all go. Oh, Tezzaron's taking God Prime now. Not sure he was in last lockdown league. Good for him. This is going to be interesting. Let's do it.
Round 1.
Fight. Wins the throw, as you do.
Must have been practicing beforehand. Tezzaron taking the small damage already. Oh boy.
Nice choice. Let's see if
we're
we're
talking about damage. imortalXsoul really running away with that damage. Big health lead here. Tezzaron with rage available as well.
Yeah, Tezzaron jumping back a lot. It looks like he doesn't want to get caught up too much. Much more defensive version of Tezzaron that I've seen before. He's definitely put the brakes on.
Oh,
Actually,
getting the
impossible.
Oh my god.
Oh, this should be it.
Can he finish? Can he finish? He does finish.
Very nice, very nice.
That snake was insane.
It was perfectly timed in the way that he predicted. It was used it as a crushing move as much as anything else.
Pretty much, and I mean he's only got 5 left this set from what we said before. That's one snake down.
Unfortunate not to get the punish. Interesting choice to spend his bar to pit them back at them. Didn't get a huge jump off it.
Big launch here. And obviously we're dealing with Raven. Can he get the wall? Oh, just shy of the wall. That been so much damage.
What's he gonna do with this?
Oh no!
Quite. This could be crucial.
You do not want to drop combos versus someone like imortalXsoul.
Oh my lord! To go for that in that situation, you have to ask yourself why.
Oh, side walls! imortalXsoul saying, oh my god, what a read from Tezzaron. The jump and punish on the low. Fantastic read, and he's 2 rounds up right now.
How fast have these rounds gone as well? Wow. They've been played at such a pace. Catches him.
Nice. Gets into a wall. Side wall. Still gets a decent chunk of that from even with the side wall. Small punish.
Tezzaron's done his homework though. I think he's actually been looking at this matchup.
Oh! Thanks, Tekken sinking. Oh wow, what? Using the meter and unblockable.
Unblockable? Wow.
Unblockable is a trademark of Tezzaron, especially online. He loves using that. It's such a good tool for him, and he actually uses it at moments where you really don't expect him to use it. And when it hits,
that was crazy. That was 3 rounds to 0, right?
Yes, it was. But the first 2 rounds, it really they were so close. It really could have went either way.
Yeah, the first round was interesting. Tezzaron went in hard, as I expect Tezzaron to do. Very aggressive player. And then imortalXsoul started attacking him back, and then suddenly Tezzaron put the brakes on. I thought, hang on a minute, Tezzaron's either become very uncertain or he's decided a change in his playstyle. And it seemed to be the latter, because the way he played then was awesome. He backed off, he chose his moments, and he spotted that he wasn't reacting to that unblockable. And if you know your opponent's not going to react to it, I'll just start throwing it out.
Indeed. And I think for the stream to know as well, there's a little new feature. If you're looking at the cast screen, there is a little ticker that displays the last 5 finished sets within the tournament. So if you look at that, you'll get an easy update on what scores of the other games were. So if you guys got that little new feature, definitely gonna take me an evening code.
And he was Rise. Epsilon Pro versus Rise here. Oh, catches it.
He just has to be really careful with the hard reads that Tezzaron's been making. Maybe try and play it a little safer might be advisable.
And we've seen the wall break. Doesn't manage to push him much further. That's understandable, but took a big chunk.
Yeah, he's just average. Nice flow.
And you've got to say that jab is so important. If he was using that jab more, he wouldn't necessarily have been hit by those unblockables. It's such an important aspect in this match.
Open rage. Ooh, oh. Hey, that's a good option. That's a really good option. Oh, and the down 3 reaching and getting imortalXsoul here.
Unfortunate.
imortalXsoul spacing out. He's playing very patient for the most part. It's just when the round ends, sometimes he just tries to go for a hard raid and it doesn't work out.
Let's see what his carry is going to be. Goes for the opportunity just to push him further.
Nice step on that running free.
Oh, unfortunately, gets the sidestep but doesn't manage to connect. And now he's in a terrible situation. He's got 2 walls working against him.
That kick still reaching. No break. Just shouldn't kill just yet.
What's the Oki?
Still alive.
No Oki.
Ooh, almost punished. imortalXsoul staying very patient. Just one more.
Oh, no! In our first game! In our first
he was
set.
far enough. And just like that, Tezzaron 1 round away from taking it. He's looking good, he's feeling himself. The momentum's still on his side. Nice duck, no punish.
Lovely duck. Unfortunate. The fact he's ducking it at all is a sign he's improving as a player big time.
Yeah, he's staying patient on the ground as well, as to not get hit by the Oki. I've never seen Tezzaron play so patient. This is actually incredible.
Say, is this the Tezzaron we remember?
He's not even pressing buttons, what? Nice jump back. Oh no, punish now. Tried to whip punish, but fast recovery in that up 4-4.
Look at this! 20 seconds into the game, they barely touched each other until then.
Oh, the damage!
The advantage.
Ooh! Both ways being froze! And again! Nice power finish. imortalXsoul still in this.
This is so crucial. I think Tezzaron needs to win this game right here, right now. Otherwise, he's going to be well up against it.
Break, imortalXsoul. Small health. Nice counter hit dive kick.
Huge.
Breaks the wall. Should get the next one. Nice, gets the next one. Breaks the wall again. Goes for OP.
Oh, doesn't quite get the back.
Well, spacing out. Big health advantage here for Tezzaron. No meter available.
Tezzaron's going to lose now, and launchable low is going to cause him trouble.
Not dead just yet. Oh, he gets him with the...
He's
If he gets the wall here. If he gets the wall here.
He's not going to get let out of the mixer, surely.
One more.
He's not.
Oh my god, imortalXsoul bringing it back. He's still in the game. Oh, good. Really fantastic Oki from imortalXsoul. That's the first game on stream.
Now, I've seen these types of games before, and my fear is that imortalXsoul, having just scraped himself back into the game, has all that momentum, all that mental momentum. The wind has to be taken out of Tezzaron now. This is a test as much of imortalXsoul's ability to come back as it is of Tezzaron's character. What's he going to do now? Is he going to adjust, or is he going to say, look, what I was doing worked. I maybe just took some big risks end of game that I maybe didn't need to. I could have just backed off. That was gave me the win. Maybe I should do more of that.
Yeah, I think Tez made a lot of really hard reads, especially that first game. He had a few really hard reads, like the jump over, getting there. I think imortalXsoul was watching out for that, playing a bit more combat and he noticed that Tezzaron was down, so he thought that he get grounded or could catch him waking up.
Now, whose favourite stage is actually the G-Corp helipad? I mean, oh my god, he picked it. He picked it. Okay, here we go. Final
fight.
Oh, okay, the launch early.
Nice finish. Shepherded him toward the wall again.
Nice punish. Oh my god! That was amazing, Oki.
Oh, superb choice. Excellent. Well played from Tezzaron. That was important. He settled the ship.
Nice.
You can see that Tezzaron feels confident on this stage.
Spacing out again. Tezzaron really...
Right in the back.
He's really trying to catch him with those jump backs, especially. No break again.
Great choice to throw.
Whoa! Wakes up ducking.
Oh! He's getting the ducks, but he's not getting the punishes.
Still, that unblockable still tracked ever so slightly to the side. Nice duck, no punish.
He didn't need to do that. But he is
Trading
2
with 4-4.
rounds up. He is 2 rounds up. What's imortalXsoul gonna do?
I mean, we've been here before, so it's good. Tez has to be really careful here not to get caught out again by the comeback from imortalXsoul. Nice punish. Nice! Catching the whiff! Wall available as well. Should put Tez on right here. Ooh! Nice punish again. imortalXsoul blocking that sweep yet again.
He is seeing it coming.
There's still a match point though, this is still so dangerous.
Bold enough to go for it again. He's not going to get a chunk of spending that bar there.
He tried the tech trap.
Great choice.
imortalXsoul spacing out, staying patient.
Finishes it.
Press. Meter expended.
Mix up. This time he
Moonglide
expected
too.
the low, but he got it wrong. And the key charge.
Wow. He's killing himself. Indeed, and that was the thing is, it was like that comeback in the second game from imortalXsoul was absolutely incredible. Tezzaron still coming through. Also, I think a few things I didn't expect is like the unblock when he did unblockable in the second round. That actually tracked a fair bit more than I usually remember tracking. So that was definitely great for Tezzaron.
I think that, to be honest with you, if I was a betting man after that second game, I actually thought that imortalXsoul was going to wipe the floor with Tezzaron, not because of any feeling about their skill. It was just about the mental momentum. But what character did Tezzaron show just to go straight back in and continue what he was doing? That was great. Well played, Tezzaron. That's a really important win. That could be absolutely crucial in the group. Let's have a look at
Indeed.
what results we've got coming in on this group.
Yeah, so on the ticker, I see Kirberry won 2-0 versus BAKRI, Rukang won 2-0 versus Onigingerbread, man. Locolei beat Shirdel 2-1. Must have been a tight game as well. So some interesting results coming in already, and I think this pool is... There's so many killers in this pool, and I think of every pool, to be fair. Like, there are some that are absolutely just deadly pools, but I think everyone has potential, especially with being online and with everyone getting a lot more used to it online due to, you know, the lockdown. Everyone's a lot more used to the gimmicks online, and they've come out with a lot of setups that work maybe a bit more often online than they do offline, which can be an advantage, honestly.
Indeed. We're just going to have a look at the player card coming up shortly.
Indeed.
I'm loving this ticker at the bottom.
It's really good, isn't it?
I mean, it gives me less to talk about, which isn't helpful for a caster.
We're going to player cards. Player cards now
Let's have a
up.
look.
So Locolei actually played Onigingerbread Man before, so we can see that he's one up in the head-to-head record. I believe they played in one of the rank-up events after Onigingerbread Man actually qualified for the higher level. Locolei plays a lot of the Wasteman Wi-Fi tournaments. He usually does decent, but I think sometimes I think there's some playstyles he struggles with sometimes. But when he's fully warmed up, and especially when he's on an infinite stage, his movement is absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah, he's a fantastic player. I'd love to just give some people some background on Locolei. So he's been a player, the closest thing you could say to a pro Tekken player back in the day, since Tekken 3 days. He's been a great player since Tekken 3. He played in the Tekken 3 World Championships against Ryan Hart, probably over 20 years ago, and he's been a top player ever since. He's really dangerous. But like me, like some of the old men, I would say that he doesn't necessarily know all of the matchups versus the newer characters. And to an old person like myself and Locolei, you could still call Gigas a newer character. So it's going to be interesting to see if he does know that matchup. And Locolei is the kind of guy, he can beat anyone and he can honestly lose to anyone. There's a bunch of players like that. They're deadly player. And you never know what you're going to get out of them.
Indeed, and Onigingerbread Man is obviously on the other side of the spectrum, a lot newer to the scene, but he played really well in the Rackham promotion series. I think he was playing level 3 and qualified for level 2. It was very interesting to see a Gigas. There isn't many Gigases around, so we have him. We have Talon as well, who actually absolutely whammed me in the Tekken Online last week. It was not fun. So it's interesting to see. More Gigas players. Even though it's a character I personally really dislike playing against him. Doesn't matter if he's low tier, I just really don't like his design. His arms are way too long.
And his legs are way too short.
Yeah, exactly.
I actually don't like his design much either. I think I love his actual visual design. His arms are too long, his legs are too short. But the bit that bothers me is that I feel like he should have more grappler elements to it.
Yeah.
He obviously has an amazing 1+2 throw, but I feel like it would knock him up in terms of how scary he is, just by giving him a 1 break or a 2 break throw as well. But an additional command throw that is legitimately scary would make him so good, I think.
Yeah, no, definitely. Especially if the player had access to a mix-up between the 1+2 throws, you said, and another throw. That would be terrifying, because the 1+2 throw by itself is ready, especially if you have a wall behind you. It's bonkers, especially in rage. It's a crazy damage, and obviously as a king player, I'm sure you can relate with your giant swing.
Indeed. Yeah. No, he just needs something else, and I think that would make his Oki more scary. It would just give him more. I mean, that's not to say, look, people say he's not a great character. There are problems with this character. Everyone's got their bread and butters. Everyone's got their staples. Gigas falls out a lot of them, and that can be tilting during a tournament match. I mean, I remember playing against Senor Fafala and I think it was final round or near final round, and it was 1 game all. And I went for shove with King, which has a guaranteed 4-2-1, and versus Gigas, it's not guaranteed because Gigas' arms are so long. If you shove his arm, it actually pushes him too far back for you to do a 4-2-1. There's all sorts of tilting stuff about this character, and his jab, of course. That jab is legitimately scary. If someone is good at doing keep out, it can be a lot of trouble.
Yeah, indeed. And I'm curious because obviously we've seen some tweets previously from Mr. Harada himself about Gigas actually potentially getting some changes since his data, and we know the Tekken team uses a lot of data to try to justify their balancing decisions. He doesn't do super great.
No.
So I'm expecting something. I don't know what to expect. Obviously, we've seen some interesting directions from the Tekken team.
Yeah, I think when I look at Gigas, it sometimes makes me think they didn't think they were going to put Marduk in, because whilst he is nothing like Marduk, there's a lot of recycled stuff. Gigas is down back 2, is quite similar to Marduk's quarter circle forward 2. It's worth, but it's similar looking. He's got a virtually similar Wild Rising 3. There's lots of very similar aspects, and maybe think it was a bit. If they knew they were going to stick Marduk in later on, I'm not sure why they gave him that stuff. It was almost like, for sticking Bruce in after Josie. There was a lot of recycled things in there.
Indeed. And I think so. In about a week, aside from having the next poll, there's also TGS, Tokyo Game Show, and Namco does have a spot. So it'll be interesting to see if there's anything Tekken related. I wouldn't be surprised if there isn't, since Namco has a few new IPs coming out. Or Namco Bandai, more specifically, has a few more IPs and some anime related things coming through. So I don't know if we should expect anything Tekken related, but we also did hear from Mari recently about more news coming through at the end of the month. So maybe they'll show something at TGS, maybe they won't. Hard to tell.
Yeah, I mean, as a Claudio player, honestly, and without trolling me, what would you like changed about Claudio?
There is one change. There is one change which I want, and I've been asking for this since season 1, and it's not a buff. Well, in a way, it will be a buff. It's more of an option added to the character. So I think Starburst should be cancelable completely. So after any Starburst move, let's say if you hold down forward, much like let's say Lily's misstep or glide step, whatever it's called, you would cancel the animation and continue. So you wouldn't get the resource. You would just simply get the damage and then be able to do whatever. It would change the way his Oki works, because then now you actually have viable Oki after certain moves. You wouldn't get Starburst, which is the balancing factor on this. It would also mean that you can get higher damage combos by getting the back two and then canceling the Starburst, so you can get 70 damage instead of like 58 on or 58 or 62 on most combos. So that I think it would be a really cool addition, and it would open up. It wouldn't make the character harder to play, but it would give him a lot more depth in terms of Oki and such.
There's some characters you play against, like Lei, coming up now, where you say, okay, you can prepare for the character, but it really depends how the guy plays. Like every Lei player is different. A lot of King players can be quite different because of the diversity of the moves and the range of the moves. I don't see that so much with Gigas, and I don't see that so much with Claudio, for example. I think those players tend to play quite similar to each other because their options are far more limited. So giving him more options, making him more diverse, would be a good option.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think if you look at a lot of Claudio's players, it's just back one. Back one because of how strong the move is.
It's so good.
You just got to rinse that back one. And if you're me, you rinse key charge. But hey, I'm a madman.
And in we go. This Gigas is looking very apt for the stage. Actually, here we go. 4-4-3. I know exactly the setup Locolei was going for there.
I love that the first thing he did is play that as well. First thing he did in the set.
4-4-3-4, in he goes, and this is a nice big chunk.
Oh, nice awareness for Onigingerbread, man.
Oh, nice stuff, but didn't do anything after. Very hard to punish that properly.
That string does so much damage, especially if you get counter hit. I've ate so much of that string before. Nice.
Using that charge, bold of him.
I wonder how well Locolei actually knows the matchup. I mean, he's spacing decently well right now. Nice. Gets the wall.
Well, it might be hard to tell because a lot of what you need to do against Gigas, I find it hard to do with lane, which is really get in their face and apply the pressure.
Indeed. Nice punish. Given the 1-2. But I think Locolei, like we could see there that round, he was struggling against the wall. He just got wall splat, I think 2 or 3 times in a row. And Gingerbread Man took so much damage from it.
Now Locolei is old man tech. He would have done that forward 3-4, 4-4-3-4, and will know that his opponent didn't duck the second hit. That's going to give him information and allow him to do mix-ups and moves after now. He will know that. The Gingerbread Man is 2 rounds to 1 up. Locolei maybe doesn't know the matchup.
Oh, still catching him. Dropping the combo though. Oh, still gets the launch. This is so much damage. He really found his momentum in the set.
This Gingerbread Man.
Oh, down hit. Doesn't get the combo.
Doesn't punish it. This isn't a nice situation to be in.
God. What a duck under the running one.
Runs in.
Oh, small punish. More break. He's still alive.
It's crucial. While rising 4. What a great choice of move.
Holy. Look
at the pressure. He's definitely decided he doesn't want to get put in the mixer. He's putting him in the mixer.
Oh, and catching it with Razor Rush at the end. Holy. I did not expect.
Get a game like that at Locolei, it's always excitement. I mean, basically, my takeaway from that game was if Locolei reversed, he was getting banged up. Whenever he went at Gigas and actually applied the pressure, started doing Razor Rush, forward neutral 4-1, he actually really was on top of him. Very, very interesting. There was actually an interaction there I want to touch on whilst the next game loads up, and it's the amount of times that Locolei went into play dead and got hit by Gigas with his down forward 4 and some other moves. It's a real nuance and a difference between this Tekken and some of the previous Tekkens. When Lei went into play dead previously, you couldn't just counter hit launch them like that as they were doing it. But in this Tekken, you can, and it's actually very consistent, and it makes Lei very difficult if you're a fan of going into play dead. You have to be so careful about doing it.
Indeed, yeah, no, it's completely true, and I think a lot of moves, especially if you have like counter hit confirmable fast mids that are coming out from down below, like Claudio's BAKRI, for example, is really decent at dealing with Lei. Because if he presses the buttons, you can counter hit confirm to BAKRI, and that's 40 damage. I don't know, no launch, unless it's the second hit, but it's still a really good tool regardless. And there's a lot of characters that have decent tools to deal with it.
I think just a way to get into play dead easier would allow for more depth of play, which I think is a kind of it's a nice kind of stuff. If you watch, it doesn't necessarily make you sure, it just lets you out to the character in the first way. Definitely will change a lot.
Indeed.
Round 1. Fight.
Oh, big counter hit. Gingerbread is starting off strong.
Now, they both know that when they pressure each other, they win. So this could be one of those balls deep games.
He who punches first wins. Oh, nice duck.
Look at that. 4-3.
Locolei making so many carries, drops the combo.
That is a big drop. That could be so costly.
Nice interrupt. Nice break from Locolei as well.
Locolei, he's got in rage. This is an important thing about Lei. You can't do your rage drive unless you're in stance, so you need to go into stance. If your opponent knows that, they can watch for you trying to get into your stance transitions and punish you for it.
Indeed. Oh, no, doesn't go for the guaranteed jump.
Gingerbread Man looking very solid. What a duck! And the Wall Rising 3 doesn't get converted. That could have been close to dead.
Nice.
That-
Converts into a combo.
Such a great option. If you block all of these stance transitions, a quick mid that can convert off counter hit is so useful.
Indeed, and I think Locolei really has to get his momentum back here because Gingerbread Man is running with it yet again.
I'm calling it now. Gingerbread Man has a training partner that uses Lei. He knows this matchup.
So much damage. Nice, keeping it simple this time. He did not want to get hit by play dead yet again.
Wow. Gingerbread Man, like his got something burning in the oven. That was unbelievable.
Yeah, no, massive momentum shifts for him. Definitely making it a lot better now that he's 3 rounds up. Keeping that momentum and keeping it going, keeping the pressure up on Locolei. He doesn't want Locolei to, you know, run away and do his pesky lay things. He just wants to get him.
So what do you think Locolei does here? Do you think he goes to stage pick and he goes infinite?
Probably. He has the option to. And, you know, the rule set now changed. Everyone is allowed to counter pick again. Mainly because the lobbies are all faster now. So let's keep that in mind. And Locolei does like infinites, especially the Arctic Snowfallen.
He does.
I see him pick that a lot.
That stage versus me a few times. Yeah, no, I would say that was probably the adjustment he needs to make. I think this is going to be a question of him taking a breather and working out what he wants to do. Does he want to apply the pressure? It does work for him, but he needs to be careful. He shouldn't just continue with. He needs to slow a little bit. He's great. He knows that moment with a quick nid.
We called it Arctic Snowfall. And I mean, I think for Lei, especially like, you know, with his movement options and with his cancels, you can really bait out a lot of things. And I think a lot of Gigas' approach with running one. And if Locolei is far enough, and he can just take that under it again, you know, he gets some good options.
Feels like he needs a Tekken 3 tech.
Nice, getting the mid.
That was a big whiff.
Oh, again dropping the combo, but still needs a reset.
Gets a European reset, and the first round going rather quickly again. Locolei's gonna have to make something happen here. That's launchable that low.
Oh, nice. He's waiting for him. Good interrupt, and Locolei not breaking. Oh boy, where's the damage?
Oh, another whiff.
Wow, that was an option.
Breaks the 1+2 this time. And that will be that.
Round 3.
2 rounds up. Locolei has a mountain to climb and a man mountain to get past. Can he do it? Really
time for the
struggling
raise
to get
rush.
his stuff in.
He's starting to evolve. You can't let him start running away with it. Right, Gingerbread Man's gonna have to interrupt.
Blocked the last one, so this time we went for the launch.
Whoa!
Nice.
Not enough to kill just yet, though.
But he'll get a mix-up if he wants it. And that will be it!
To counter hit! Oh my god, Gingerbread Man keeping it alive 6 rounds in a row to win the set.
Unbelievable play from Gingerbread Man, and I mean, we should spend a moment talking about this guy. He isn't one of those guys that when you look at the list of British players and Irish players, when you look down that list, he's probably not the first guy you think about. But he came up through the Rank Up series, and he showed himself to be a quality Gigas, and there's not that many of those about. And he's showed himself on the big stage to be a very, very strong player.
Indeed, and I think it's when I was doing the stream queue earlier, I was trying, so I have like a balancing sheet so that I can see who has how many games in stream, so it's as fair as possible. And I really wanted to ensure that, you know, especially players like Onigingerbread Man and BAKRI get their time on stream, because we don't see them as often as some of the other players. So it's really good to see them actually put in work. And we actually have BAKRI coming up next game versus Tez, so we'll see what he demonstrates as well.
Indeed, indeed. And I'm looking down the Twitch chat. I mean, there are some players breathing a sigh of relief now, because if they need some of these games to go against the grain of the seeding now, because some of the bigger players, you know, imortalXsoul, Shirdel, well, everyone's a big player in this group, but if you know what I mean, they've lost games you wouldn't necessarily expect them to lose. So they need more upsets. They need more unusual games, and we're going to bring them to you. I mean, wow, what a game. Looking down the ticker as well, Rukang 2-0 versus Onigingerbread, that must have been before this game. Locolei versus Shirdel 2-1. Those Tezzaron versus imortalXsoul, we saw it. I mean, these games are not all going to plan.
Indeed, and I think this is what's going to make it so exciting, especially as we're winding it down later on. There's going to be a lot of upsets that we don't expect, and I think trying to figure out who's going to win, and especially who's going to come in through losers. I think that's always the contested place, because a lot of players can just about get in and make an upset.
So looking down the list of players now on the group, I'm just looking at who hasn't suffered an upset so far, and it's probably Rukang and Kirberry. So Rukang beat BAKRI 2-1 and Onigingerbread 2-0. Kirberry beat Tez 2-0 and BAKRI 2-0. So they're both looking relatively strong right now, but in an 8-man group, they've only played 2 games. There's a lot to be won and lost still.
Indeed, indeed. And we just updated we just got the order slightly wrong. So we have Shirdel and imortalXsoul on stream. He is in the back. He is in the stream queue. I made sure of it. But we have a player card on stream now. imortalXsoul and Shirdel, Elf Rise rivalry as per always. What can you tell me about Shirdel, Abominable, that we don't already know?
What can I tell you that you don't already know? That might be difficult. I mean, Shirdel's obviously proved himself in the world stage more than once. He nearly beat JDCR at a Canadian major.
Yes. Electric Council, I think, right?
Electric Council, right? Yeah. He's proved himself amongst the world's best. He's also someone who can lose games you wouldn't expect him to. So it's always a very, very interesting game. I'm not going to talk about playstyles before we go into the game, so I think that's unfair on both players. And then with imortalXsoul, Rise's imortalXsoul, it's funny because I see Shirdel to be a young guy. I've known him since he was 10 or so, 10, 12. As an Xbox player, there was myself, Shirdel, Irish John, the Marduk player, Needs More Coffee. All of us came through the Xbox days, as well as ASAP Marco. So I've known him as a young guy, but Capoeirista, imortalXsoul's even younger. He's one of the new wave of players where he doesn't play like a young player. He plays like he's got more experience than he has. I mean, he's kind of the Kane and Trench style player where he spends his rage drive nice and early. He never leaves it unspent. He's really good on punishment. He's really crisp on movement, and he's really
Very
focused
optimal.
on fundamentals. Yeah, and that's unusual for a guy of his age. And as a guy from the Midlands, it's great to have another Midlands player repping the area so well. So this is going to be an interesting game.
Yeah, and he's well, starting off infinite stage, so plenty of movement possibilities here. Oh, nice step!
And what great evasion from Shirdel. Oh, nice delay there, catches him.
imortalXsoul going really fast already.
Shirdel's got a lot to do now.
Oh, doesn't get a combo. Rage expanded. Nice punish. Yeah, and as you said, I think Shirdel has a tall order ahead of him because imortalXsoul is so confident, so strong. You really can't let him get an advantage. Nice, good patience, good punish.
Really solid, got in the damage and stopped before he got clipped.
Nice, getting counter hit. Oh, doesn't get a punish.
Did it?
No walls here, so that won't be as much damage as normally would be. Oh, good power crash.
You see, so interesting. Also, again, spends that rage drive almost as soon as he gets it. It's almost a get off me tool. Shirdel, he's at his strongest when he's got chainsaws. He's an unbelievable player with that chainsaw stance.
Yeah, he's very well aware of his options and uses them really effectively. Nice, gets a small punish. Trading. Small health lead here for Shirdel, but you know that can change any moment with Staccato with Raven. Nice, gets the combo though. Not enough to kill just yet. Goes for OP. Uh-oh. This isn't enough to kill. Both in rage.
Just the mix-up. Oh, great option! Spends his rage drive, and what a power crash! What a sequence that was.
6 frame power crashes. Infamous 6-frame power cut from Melissa. Nice! Shirdel dealing with that mist stance so well.
That sequence was awesome from both guys. It was just brilliant. Just showed the quality we're watching here.
Shirdel just about safe with those rocket arms there. Nice duck. Getting the power cut coming through.
Misses.
Oh, just outside of the range. About even on life. Oh no, can he convert? He
And he
converts
does.
this time. First round, because I think Shirdel was really struggling in the first round, you know, dropping some combos, seemingly some issues with execution, but he's really opened up a lot more. The following rounds, the chainsaws coming out, as you said, he's so adept with those chainsaws. You hate to see those chainsaws in you.
Well, look, that was chainsaw. That was him with chainsaws when there aren't walls as well. I mean, when there are walls, that's a whole nother matter. Obviously, Ravens are absolutely fantastic with walls too, but that chainsaw stance is something you don't see often, and also a lot of elites don't use that stance like he does. He really does use it as part of his key strategy. I mean, Knife, what would you're looking at Immortal Soul now? I mean, I'm struggling to see a hell of a lot he did wrong then. Really, what would you say that he needs to switch up?
I think playing around spacing out and waiting for Shirdel to down, and sometimes flowchart with that down 3. It's what lost him versus JDCR. He lost on a down 3 right at the end. And
yeah, I didn't say
think
that.
catching that. And
yeah, I mean, he loves his life.
I wanted to punish and just got killed by the active frame still.
Yeah, agreed. I think just like then, there were some very, very swift whiffs that you would forgive anyone for not punishing. But I think at this level, in this stage, you've got to stop punishing those little whiffs that Shirdel's throwing out. And that is a great duck. That starts off the round very, very well for Immortal Soul.
Great drive expended for Shirdel already.
Get off me. Get out of that wall.
Oh, just missing the punish, I think. Oh shit! Nice. Shirdel actually still managed to close that around. Very nicely done for him.
There's not much he doesn't know about Elisa. He weaponizes all this knowledge so well.
Yeah, but we really can't count Immortal Soul out here. He's so strong, and his comeback potential is great.
Absolutely. I mean, only recently he beat Fergus on that. What stream was it? It was the
exhibition.
WT exhibition.
Yeah,
I mean,
that was 5-3, I
what a
think.
quality player.
Nice, gets the float. Oh, interesting hokey.
That's something you only know is going to happen if you play that character a lot, I'm sure.
Oh, I think he tried to whip on us.
And it's running away from Immortal Soul. I feel like the whole round is running away from him. Nice conversion here.
Uh-oh. Damage.
Is he going to...
That's a lot of damage.
Oh, neither! That was his to lose!
And we've seen that a lot. I think maybe Immortal Soul is giving Shirdel a little bit too much respect. I think going for dirty Yoki could be a better choice, especially with only one round to go.
I wonder if he was worried about Alyssa's get-up, her special get-up that
Back turn Snake Edge. Here we go.
Oh, what carry.
Nice duck from
What a
Shirdel.
duck.
Sidewall. Oh! Wow, Shirdel really finishing it off with Rage Drive, clipping him as he was stepping. You really be careful trying to accelerate. It was some really good tracking.
I mean, Shirdel just played at such an unbelievable pace all the way through. I mean, he just didn't stop.
Yeah, and I think he was definitely running away with it, and he didn't care if he's trying to play fundamental or not. He was just doing what was right for the situation. Whereas we saw Immortal Soul try to space out a lot. You know, he was trying to wait more so than go for any of the crazy Oki potential, which was an interesting choice. But perhaps maybe taking a few more risks, especially on Oki, would have been better.
Well, Locolei just dropped into chat and said, "You lose to me and not a mortal soul?" Question mark? Question mark? Question mark? That's what Lockdown League is all about, my friend. Everyone's going to beat everyone at some point. I mean, this is round robin, and this is what I love about a round robin. Everyone, those matchups that you wonder how they would have gone if someone had not gone 0-2. You get to find out now. You get to find out the answer to those questions, and we're seeing some crazy results coming through, and it's just so exciting.
Indeed, and especially different styles can often counteract each other so much. So a player that you would say is better than you might win simply based on their style, because their style is much more effective versus yours.
Round robins are often a lot better at finding out ability than knockout tournaments, because everyone does get that opportunity to prove their soul if they can do it.
Indeed, and speaking, as I just mentioned, style. Do you know what gets you extra style points Abominable?
Is it Matcherino?
Did you know? Oh my god! This man knows. Indeed, Matcherino is a thing that gets you infinite style points. Are you struggling in life? Are you missing out on critical things? Are you maybe, pursuing that happiness is not quite working out? Then how about improving your life by getting that warm, fuzzy feeling of giving away to the community? If you go to Matcherino and drop the code TNT League 2, you give 50 cents of money that doesn't technically exist, but you put into existence with that code, and it goes all to players. We don't take a cent of that, and you support the community. How warm and fuzzy is that? That's fun, absolutely fantastic fuzzy feeling. And I've already done my bit. I've left some codes for you guys to donate, so go do that, and
please
do some sponsor codes.
We don't get paid by that money. We get paid by the abuse from the Twitch stream, and we feed on it. So please do donate, and also have a look at the gear, because there's some really good stuff. I mean, I've mentioned before, I bought the Elf hoodie, and it's really, really decent quality material. Matcherino don't scrimp on what they do, and it also goes to the players as well. I mean, and we saw the prize pot for Lockdown League 1 go to huge, unprecedented levels on life before.
Indeed, no, I think we hit like 800 and something last time.
We hit so many goals.
Yeah, and we still have some like goals this time around. So as we hit goals, we will unlock more and more things. I can't spoil what they are. You will find out in due time. As you unlock goals, you will find out the next one. So if you have some spare pocket money, drop it in. Why not? And sponsor quests. If you're a bit skinned, sponsor quests. The Matcherino codes, as you said, TNT 2. Use those while they exist. There's some, like as Stu said, there's merch that you can get, and that gets you some merch and puts some money in the pool at the same time. So it's like a win-win situation. No one loses out. Everybody wins. Yeah, do that, and thank you on behalf of the players. Thank you.
Absolutely. And I think the best part about Lockdown League is it gives players exposure that maybe before we scored. And that was great. I mean, this guy's come through the rank up, and he's just done so well. And let's have a look at the player card now. We've got BAKRI versus Tezzaron.
Indeed, and obviously we saw Tez on stream earlier. He loves his snake edges. He loves his unblockables. He doesn't matter how dirty his hands get. He just wants to win, and I fully respect the attitude in that playstyle.
Yeah, I've never heard that term before. That's interesting. Do you think we will see a battle of the 2D characters? I think BAKRI was in the Lockdown League LCQ, and I'm not sure that he always used.
I think he has a few characters.
I think he used Marduk at times, if I recall.
Yeah, I think he has Geese, Marduk. I think he has. Does he have a Raven? I think he has a Raven. It's a few. Right. I haven't played against him before, but I know he has a few cards in his arsenal, and it'll be interesting to see who he pulls out.
Absolutely. I mean, a quality player. It's one that I've not commentated before, but when I played in that LCQ, Lockdown League LCQ last season, he knocked out the Phantom.
Oh, did he?
Yep.
That's quite a quality achievement, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, to knock out a player that plays your character as well, I mean, that can actually be a challenge for a lot of people. You shouldn't be. You should know your own character inside and out, but I think playing the mirror is really, really hard. Doesn't matter who you play.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of pressure on you as well. I think it's a lot of mental pressure dealing with your own character, especially because with certain cards, as you said, there's a lot of variety. There's different playstyles, and some, let's say maybe like there's a move that you use in a specific way, but another player uses in a completely different situation that you wouldn't expect. So it's difficult. It's a lot of mental mental stress.
Indeed. And also that battle of just thinking who's the best with my character. And he has gone with Marduk. I like this decision. Marduk's jab is a real weapon versus these 2D characters. It's going to be interesting. Does Tezzaron know how to beat Marduk?
Yeah, obviously you as the player by yourself, I'm sure can give us technical game.
Fight.
Well, it's always hard versus Eliza, but I think Marduk's jab is really strong versus Eliza and versus Akuma. Not so much Geese, because it's just such a good keep-up tool, and also a tool to catch them out of the air.
Yeah, and BAKRI's starting off strong already.
BAKRI backing up.
Oh! Just doesn't get that full conversion.
Oh, could have launched that.
Oh,
I think up forward 1+2 would have got it.
yeah, that really coming back to bite him there as well. Was so close to finishing that round.
Yeah, BAKRI, I wondered if he was going to go for that. You can, if you're perfect, dive over those. But it's really hard, especially online.
Oh, nice, good patience.
He's clearly waiting for Tezzaron to hang himself the way he's playing. Going for that again.
I think it's a really good way of playing versus Tezzaron, to be honest. Because Tezzaron is a player that plays in a lot of really hard reads and takes a lot of risks, so letting him hang himself is a good option.
And that down forward one just throws it out. It's such a good move.
Interesting trade. Oh, nice! Very good side roller. Oh my
again.
god. I've never seen a Marduk use that so much, but it's really paying off for him here.
It's interesting though, because you can get data, you can see what they do after you hit it and land it. Now Marduk's got options versus that. He can obviously jab that unblockable, but he can also reverse it if your timing's well. Good. And if you do reverse it, you get that mount, of course.
And that EX dive kick to deal with the raise drive, absolutely amazing option from Tezzaron.
Oh, big choice!
Again, the hard read's really coming through for Tezzaron, but
I
still
sense a
alive.
diving headbutt. No, doesn't get it.
Round 4.
Tezzaron 2 rounds to 1 up.
Fight.
Tezzaron really using that jump back to his advantage. He gets so much value out of it. Oh, no break 1+2.
He stayed down. He knew Tezzaron didn't have the bar to pick him back up with the EX dive kick.
Nice.
Very nice.
Going
Shit
under
from
it!
mid.
Oh, that was such a cheeky snake edge as well. Classic Tezzaron. Final round. Oh, no punish.
Oh,
Gets the counter hit though.
Doesn't go for the Oki.
Oh, big counter hit.
This is big. Bootleg
Tez
combo.
really dealing with it very well though.
Tez has a bar. He needs to be careful now because Tez can pick him back up off the floor with his EX dive kick if he stays on the floor like that.
Nice.
He gets him.
Getting that option in again, and BAKRI really using that. Fantastic play from him. Honestly, I really never see that being used, and now that BAKRI is actually using that, and he's using it so well, going over fireballs, trading with things. Hey, if it works, it works.
You need to be so careful because it feels like it should work a lot more than it does, and actually it's kind of difficult. You kind of have to preemptively know they're going to go for the fireball for it to work that well. But he did really well. I think he stayed down quite a lot. I wonder if he should stay down as long as he was, given if they've got bar. I think technically he can be picked back up with the EX dive kick. But what a game! It's great to see a Marduk as well.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's got so much Kirberry potential. Absolutely crazy character. I don't know, I kind of like playing against him though. I was playing, it's a while back, I was playing Senior Fafala and had a lot of fun playing versus him, but in a tournament, he's such a scary character to face.
Get ready for
I think
the
Senior Fafala is probably the most honest Marduk. That's probably
Yeah.
why it was fun. BAKRI needs this one. He's lost his last 2 games. He lost the Kirberry and Rukang. You would give anyone for that. But he does need to take this game, really have a strong chance of getting out of this group.
You can have at night, that's your favorite stage.
Oh my lord.
Round
He's
one.
picked it.
Fight.
BAKRI already starting off strong. Oh, good jump back from Tez.
Great whip punish. Oh, screws it up.
No punish. Nice
Ooh,
power crush.
Nice. That was great use of power crush. Unfortunately, the follow-up he still gets the back four.
Round two. Fight.
BAKRI 1 round on board here.
Tezzaron isn't ducking these. He's paying the price.
Gets the sweep. Puts him back on the wall.
You stay down. That's the problem.
Nice option. Dealing with him very well here.
Oh, gets the back crush, doesn't
Get the
convert.
tech trap.
And Tezzaron is pressing buttons off of that down forward four. That is a dangerous thing to be doing.
Building up meter. Oh wow. Doesn't actually get the re-wall clever.
This is getting messy, guys.
That was a lot of mess. A lot of things not connecting for Tezzaron. Well, I'm sure he expected it to connect.
Fight.
I don't know if it's a Marduk's big body or what we're seeing here, but hey, it's Tekken.
Marduk can fall out of some things that Gigas does too. That can be a thing. He's going for that forward 1+4 again. That flying headbutt. It's such an important part of that last game. Oh, doesn't convert off the counter hit one. Could have got chunks off that. We've not seen that Marduk wall game yet, despite BAKRI being in the lead here.
Nice.
1+2 not broken.
Big throw. Not able to carry the wall. Nice. Oki. Can Tez break it? Doesn't break it.
Fantastic choice.
Oki potential here. Classic. 2D options.
Oh, could have got him. BAKRI
I'm
gave him
not
some damage on his throw there just to get that option. Very nice.
I'm not sure that was a punish, but BAKRI now 1 round away from taking it.
Oh,
Tez. Oh my god. Big options. Gets the conversion.
Tez finally ducking.
Nice conversion from BAKRI. Float damage, but still decent chunk.
Great break. Always getting mixed
Oki.
up again.
The classic bar expended. No bar for Tez here. BAKRI with rage.
Oh, punish that, no! I think the mental
spaced
frame for the
out.
follow-up made him not press buttons.
Oh, he's still alive. Oh, Trigon for the rage drive. Tez bringing back 1 round away from BAKRI still. Tez really has to get this.
I wonder if BAKRI knows he can reverse that. He can actually reverse that unblockable.
Oh, he actually tried to catch his option. Oh boy, big whip from Tezzaron. Is this enough here? Gets the flip over. It's still alive.
Oh,
Nice job.
now that's an example of damn strong and very, very hard to play against. But if you're getting put in the mixer like that, if you're getting pressured to the level that Tezzaron was pressuring BAKRI, it can be difficult. BAKRI actually pressed his quickest mid there, his down forward 4, which I believe to be Marduk's quickest mid. That wasn't quick enough. It was very hard to get out of the vortex and get out of dodge.
Indeed, and I think there was a few things like BAKRI had it so close, and it's just sometimes Oki falling off or not really going for the for that wall Oki, as you said. But it can really still swing either way. There's still so many options. I think just a couple of adjustments, and Marduk has a decent amount of tools, so BAKRI could still bring out some things that we haven't seen in Messiah.
Completely agree. I mean, I have no idea which way it's going to go now. I mean, the last 2 games have been utter chaos. Everybody's thrown everything at the wall. I don't know what's happening now. Just how back we picked.
I think, speaking of young things, I think what we should do is throw the Coles TNT League 2 at the match arena right now while we're in the loading screen. We'll throw it up again and come back and continue the stream. That's all.
Go get your popcorn, ladies and gents.
Fight.
Down
I
4,
really-
stop the round.
I really don't know who to bet on here. I think BAKRI has a lot of potential.
If you block that at its peak distance, it's launchable. Just launch it.
Tez going fast. He's trying to get a BAKRI break here.
Oh, what a sidestep. This could be huge. Doesn't get the wall break.
Sidewalls.
KO.
What a
Nice, still
dub.
getting the tag job.
Round 2.
I feel like BAKRI needs to play keep out a bit here.
Trying here again. Interesting interaction. Marduk spinning in the air. And again, the unblockable hitting.
Tried to sidestep it, I think. He's not caught him with any of these counter hit moves. This back three, if you get it and it on counter, it's huge chunks, but Tezzaron, despite pressing a lot of buttons, hasn't bitten on those.
Tez in rage, 1 meter. Oh! Just gets slammed.
Round 3. Fight.
1-1 apiece here.
4 again, start round. Oh, pressed.
Nice, puts him on the wall. A lot of damage potential here. Mira almost built up. There he goes, there's
No,
Mira.
it's tempting, but no!
No duck.
And he's got him. This is in Tezzaron's hands now.
And just like that, Tez 1 round away, bringing it back. Hey, that works for him. BAKRI spacing out.
Goes for it again, don't stay down!
Tez no Mira just yet. We're very close. Nice launch.
I think he needs to do more of these natural strings, because Tez doesn't seem to know all of them.
No one getting the block. Can you see it? Nice down hit for Tez.
This is big. He's going to
No
give
Mira
it
available.
everything up. And he does him!
The classic Tezzaron. We've seen. I've seen one unblockable whiff, and that's when imortalXsoul earlier just went underneath it.
The thing is, it's Marduk's parry is a reversal. It's so quick. You do have enough time to get it in. If you feel like you maybe didn't react quick enough to jab, which is really a thing, you know, I feel bad for BAKRI. There was a lot of stuff there that he ate, but I think the story of that for me was just not adjusting quick enough. Tezzaron played great. He did a lot, and he was the quickest to adjust. He changed his game in time to win. Well done to Tezzaron. That puts him in a great situation. Tezzaron will now be 2 wins, 1 loss. 1 loss versus Kirberry, a win versus imortalXsoul. He's looking good now.
I think I'm just looking through the matches as well. It's 80% setting. I think no one has a 100% win rate right now.
Maybe I need to update. I thought Rukang did. Oh, you also, yeah, it's on games though, isn't it? So even if you win a match, yeah. So Kirberry lost 2-0 to Shirdel. That's a big result. And Rukang still is undefeated, but he has dropped the game to BAKRI.
It's going to be so difficult to predict who's actually going to come out in winners and losers here. I think Rukang, obviously, we can see he's probably in a really good position with 2 wins, no losses so far. And we're going to be seeing a fair bit of him still, because he's still got, I think, 4 games on stream. Because he hasn't been on stream just yet.
Indeed.
So it'll be interesting how he handles it. And speaking of Rukang, we'll be going his and Locolei's players in just a moment as well.
Okay, here we go. So these guys haven't had recent head-to-head. This is recent stats, ladies and gents. So they haven't had a recent game. But Rukang, obviously, I mean, I think anyone would be understanding to say he's one of the favourites to get out of the group, and he's just a ridiculously strong player. I mean, some of these results, 4th out of 113.
Indeed, and I mean, he's done pretty good on the double KO events as well, run by Red Bull.
Yeah.
He's, you know, he always pretty much always does good, both offline and online. Very consistent player. He's been around for a while. We'll see how he does here.
I think one of the important things and one of the big struggles for Locolei here is that I think Locolei is a player that likes to condition his opponent, and I would wager that Rukang is unconditionable. He doesn't listen. He doesn't bend to the will of his opponent. He does what he wants to do. And that's going to be a real struggle. It's a struggle for me as a King main playing against him. It is absolute hell playing against Rukang. And it's going to be a struggle for Locolei. I think the question is, how much does Rukang know of this matchup? He won't play a lot of lay players. And Locolei has absolute buckets of tech to throw at him.
Indeed. And something slightly off topic, but I feel like I should say this because I noticed a few things. So, on the player cards, I'm sure you guys can see there's some social media every once in a while popping up. So you can see Locolei, you can see his Twitch link, right? The only way this social media gets populated is when you update your Smash profile, because all this data gets pulled directly from Smash. I spent 2 months of my life coding up a connection to the Smash API that pulls in all this data in real time. I can't pull your data in and display your socials on stream if you don't update them. So if you're going to be on an Elf stream, or if you're playing in an Elf tournament and you want your socials displayed, just go to your Smash, link up your Twitter, link up your Twitch. Both those will be displayed the moment they're linked. Well, when the tournament starts, we'll pull the data in and all those are updated. So that's something to consider if you do want those social links out there. If you don't, then that's fair enough. That's obviously your choice.
And I've got to say mad props to you and Deltoid Knife for putting this together. This is next level. Having something that works automated like this without production having to put it all together manually is absolutely huge. And there's so many big, huge streams, tournament streams that don't have this level of technical wizardry. So well done to you.
Thank you. I mean, like I said previously on socials, a lot of it's like a lot of the styling, especially the wow factor, comes from the fact that Deltoid put in a lot of styling. I get all this data from the back end, but a lot of the stuff wouldn't have looked nearly as good if not for Deltoid. So big props to him. And you know, I have other stuff in the works. Like I coded that ticker on Monday, I think. I added a few other things during the week as well, and I have a lot of big plans. And I'll be showing those off at some point.
Indeed. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing it. And props to all of you in chat. Please do donate on Matcherino. All that money and all that free money, if you just use the code, is absolutely just going to the players. It's all for them and it's all for their efforts in this event. And to you in chat, I mean, I'm looking down some of the names. Ice Blue Dub comes out with, I think, something that could not be more true. This match is a bracket changer. This is huge, this next match. Rukang can pull a win out of any situation. We saw it last week, I think, versus Pez Charlie. I don't know if you caught that match.
Yeah, I have, yeah.
It was insane. Pez Charlie was way in the lead. I mean, I don't think Rukang even had a pixel, and he still managed to pull that W out. He's a hell of a player, and it's going to be an uphill climb for Locolei.
Indeed, and that comeback potential, I think both of the players have insane comeback potential, but the moment you let Rukang get even a sliver of an advantage, he's just going to take it, he's just going to run with it, and you're going to get hell sweeped a lot. The mix is real, honestly. It's absolutely real.
Now, there's only one player that's managed to do 4 hell sweeps in a row on me, and that's actually Locolei. So we could see quite a few here. I mean, that Rave spin down back 4-4. I mean, that's a weapon in itself. You obviously die if you get blocked, but it's a nightmare that if you get caught in that tech roll vortex. So it'll be interesting to see if Locolei has the balls to do it versus Rukang himself.
I think, you know what, I think Locolei has some of the biggest balls around, and I think this goes for a lot of lay players. Like, if you choose...
Clip that Locolei. Make
clip
that your
Locolei.
ringtone.
if you listen, if you ever need, like, I'll wingman Locolei anytime. Use that as a clip. I'll use that clip if you need it. Anytime you have a lay player, I think a lot of times they need to make those hard reads, and we really need to be brave enough to go for a lot of this crazy setups and crazy options. And I think it takes a lot of courage playing Carta like that.
I agree. It's difficult. There's a lot of things about Lei that can make, despite him being a very difficult opponent to character to play against, there's a lot of things that make him quite difficult. A lot of his stance transitions are dead if they block the move into the stance transitions. You go, as I mentioned earlier, if you go into play dead and you get clipped by a counter hit mid, you'll get full launched. And also, most importantly, his rage art, bit crap. His rage drives are decent, but you've got to go into stance, and it's actually that your opponent can use against you. I mean, even in my own game versus Locolei, for him to use his rage drive, I knew that he would need to go into stance. And if you have that knowledge, you can whiff punish, you can cause all sorts of problems for the Lei. You can stifle their ability to do it, and that's a big problem.
Especially if you're a quiet button heavy player, and I'm thinking of myself here because I've done that before to lay players. Just not letting them transition, using safe mids, getting the hop kick in when they try things is a really, really strong tool, and it puts a lot of stress on them because, as you said, obviously in this game, it's a bigger risk going to play dead and trying to do things. So it's something to remember and consider as well.
Absolutely. I mean, you talk about last season's Lockdown League, the finals, the huge cash pot that have been developed over Matcherino for the players. Do you have any early predictions about who you see taking this season?
I think it's a hard one, because, I mean, Chicken's been dominating so much, and he's such a strong player, but I feel like a lot of players, knowing that, will be labbing and will be trying to level up, and I think a lot of people, despite lockdown being such a negative experience for, you know, for the sort of the player experience and not being able to play offline, I think a lot of players still have leveled up, and they got a lot of insight into their play, so I think... I'm like 60% sure Chicken will do it, but I think there's still a big chance that somebody else will make an upset.
Absolutely. Now, from what we've seen, Rukang and Locolei were having issues connecting to each other with us in lobby as well. That's Tekken Online for you folks. So we're going to send them off stream to get their match done, and we'll bring up another match. But we'll be giving you these updates as we go along. And of course, there is that ticker tape that Punknife has worked so hard on, which will be showing all of the results as they come. I just can't wait to see some of these games, some of the later groups as well. I mean, each bracket is tough, really, really tough, and it's a roll of the dice who gets out.
Indeed, and I think now that we have someone like we have Asim now. I think in Group C, if I recall correctly, I think Asim versus Chicken in the
they're in the
final
same
brackets. No, but no. When Chicken is going straight to final bracket because he won the last one. But I think once we get to that final bracket, I think Asim versus Chicken is something I really, really want to see.
Indeed. I mean, these groups are disgusting. All of these groups are absolutely disgusting. If we just look at the next group, B1, I mean, we've got Joker, K-Wiss, Icarus, Bonus Jin, Divine Tricks, Arson, Benga, Changbang, and King Kong all in the same group. It's crazy, and I think one of them's literally heinous. I think it might be D1. I was looking at this one the other day. Yeah, this one. I mean, listen to this, Punknife. DJ Vu, the Phantom, Sync, Stink for 50, Norloki, E minor, Diabetic Red, Risky Luck. So in one group, I mean, just to call out some of those names in more detail, Risky Luck, E minor, and the Phantom and Sync, all in one group. And then you got DJ Vu, Stink as well. I mean, all of these players, quality top level players. That is a disgusting group. You could have a top level player just go 0-7.
Yeah, and someone has to. Well, maybe I'm curious actually how many times we're gonna have someone go 0-7, because I think there's so much upset potential that, you know, even pretty much every player has the potential to scrub at least one game or two games from someone that you wouldn't expect them to.
Yeah, I totally agree. Now we're going to bring in a different match in because of technical difficulties that Locolei and Rukang were experiencing, and I believe that to be Kirberry and Gingerbread.
Yes, yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
How do you call this, Punknife?
I mean, if Kirberry isn't drunk, then I think it's going to be very difficult for Gingerbread Man to take it. But if Kirberry is drunk, then I don't know. Maybe it's even harder. I don't know. My random death fist, perhaps.
Wow. That was as hair-raising a comment as Paul could say.
It will make sense once you guys see the interviews, trust me.
Gingerbread prides himself, I think, on knowing the full roster to a good degree. I don't think Gingerbread's going to get away with the old "he doesn't know Gigas" line. He's going to have to win this one cleanly. Let's see what happens.
Round one. Fight.
Okay,
Nice, well spacing
back it
out.
off.
Gingerbread getting the first hit in.
Nice. Went for that 1+2 throw, got ducked.
Be careful here. Both staying fairly patient. Nothing too big coming out.
Look at that clean backdash from Kirberry. Nice duck again, not to punish. Very hard online.
He's playing very patient. He's just waiting for the whiff punish. But whiff punishing Gigas is so annoying because those arms are so long.
Thankfully, Paul has the death fist to do that, and he should catch him with that same move right now. One round up to Kirberry.
Fight.
Oh, beautiful backsway. Good spacing. Nice break. But very good position here for Gingerbread Man.
Yeah, I wonder if that was intentional. If it was, that was next level Tekken. Using that throw to change the direction of play.
3. Fight.
Indeed, and Kirby got out of that position still very, very well and getting counter here as well now.
Kirby just backing up here. Gets caught again.
Again, beautiful
Same
position
sequence.
for Gingerbread Man. Down back to it. No break.
Perfect.
Puts himself on the board.
Round 4. Fight.
Let's see. He's still got a chance here. Oh boy. Did that crush the jump?
I think it
I'm not
did.
sure.
Nice timing.
Oh!
Straight in.
No punish into that fist. Nice shoulder.
Punish. Oof, not quick enough.
He's ducking a lot of those throws as well. Nice counter hit. Oh my god!
No!
Oh boy.
He got caught just trying to get that clip.
Oh, and he's still in this.
will be it.
Don't count him out.
Great.
And Gingerbread takes it to final round in this first game.
Fight.
Down jump to start with. Nice interrupt. What a big launch here. Takes him to the wall. Decent chunk of damage here. Kirby, you gotta get away from this wall here.
Great pressure from Gingerbread, and he wants that 1+2 throw.
Oh!
Get caught.
Fantastic down forward too, and turned out that pressure as well. Loose
Not in
sparks.
rage.
Nice
Now
punish.
he is.
No break. But
Gets him with the 2 break.
Gingerbread putting up a solid 5. So many of those throws. Like, it is like a solid 40 or 50% of the throws. He was just ducking him.
Yeah, I mean, if it was offline, I would be more scared. But yeah, that was crazy. Look, Gingerbread's going to take a lot of heart from that. I mean, if he knows his Tekken history, he knows Kirberry is a very, very, very strong player and has been legitimately one of the major forces coming from Scotland for Tekken 7. That was a really, really good game and really close. Kirberry will be wiping that forehead of his after that game, no doubt.
Yeah, but he's especially like the backsways that he used to space out, and he's spacing really well. And like I said before, Gigas is really annoying to space against because you will want to punish, but Locolei suddenly somehow managed to reach like halfway across the screen and well, rip it with punish. But Kirby's dealing with it really well. He noticed that the grab was being broken, and he's using it to his advantage.
Now, what I would take from this personally is that Gingerbread is not scared of constantly going for that 1+2 throw when his opponent's got his back to the wall. Will Gingerbread change that up? Or will he go for it more? Will Kirby be able to use that knowledge to his advantage? Let's find out. It probably will play on Arena.
Indeed, and you know, plenty of walls here. Decent amount of distance, so that 1+2 throw for Gigas will hurt a lot.
We've been here before, folks. Don't adjust your sets.
Nice step! Right the wall. Dropping the combo, unfortunate.
Still changes it though. Gets him. And we've been here before again. There's something about that scenario that Kirby thinks he has an answer for that isn't working.
No duck. Nice counter hit.
Gingerbread's got a really good feel for spacing and timing. He does get it.
So
Look
much
at that
damage.
chunk.
He tries it again as well. Cheeky.
What a scary guy to play against. He's never scared of going for that.
And already 2 rounds to Gingerbread Man, but Kirby does not want to let him run with this.
You never see that move. I'm surprised he went for it. And what a great conversion off it.
Big chunks of damage from Kirby. Where's the round from?
I think that was 2-3 from Paul. I didn't even know that converted off a counter hit. That's really interesting.
Oh, trying to interrupt. Nice. Gets the conversion.
Now is he going to go for the throw? Oh no, he
No, this
changes it.
time.
He did go for it, I think.
Gotta get away from that wall.
Oh! He is using it to switch up the scenario. Very good. 1+2.
Again.
What's the mix-up? Stays down. Very good.
Oh, just outside of that throw range. One combo will do it for either of them. Oh, no! Kirby still getting the low.
Great choice from Kirby.
1 round away for Kirby here.
What a close game between these two guys. I did not expect this to be so evenly matched, but it has been, and what a visual delight it's been.
Nice catching him. Oh! What?
The balls on Kirby.
Oh, big power crush doesn't get him this time.
Still gets the... He's using that against him so well.
Again, just outside of range for 1+2. Nice interrupt. Gingerbread was going to be very
wanted
careful.
to go for it, guys. Yes, he did as well.
He's in rage now. Kirby's so close to taking it though. Why is he jumping? What's he trying to do? Oh my god.
Oh, Kirby!
Nice break.
Surely going to go for that rage drive. Now he's got the wall there.
8 seconds, 7 seconds, 6 seconds, left
Rage
range. Oh, 2 seconds to go.
What's he doing?
Oh my god.
Madman! Someone clip that.
The timeout actually coming through and Kirby taking it 2-0.
I don't get it. I don't get it. What was he? What? Bearing in mind, ladies and gentlemen, Paul's rage drive causes damage against the wall, and I'm not sure that the splat damage would have killed his opponent, but it would have helped, and it would have got him away from him. That was such an interesting decision.
I can't believe that. What an option. And do you know what the worst thing is? Is that for me triggered a very, very bad memory of my first Tekken tournament, where I lost to the exact same thing. I tackled someone, and just as the punch was about to connect, it timed out. Oh, that is such a bad way to go. Oh, I feel for him. I feel for him. But Gingerbread Man putting in such a solid shift both of those games.
Yeah, I mean, Kirby, I mean, I guess if I'm getting in his head, he's scared about Gingerbread using that rage drive. He's kind of trying to move back and get out of dodge. But wow. Kirby, if you are in chat, please do tell us what was going through your head in that last 10 seconds. I would love to know. It was such an interesting end to that game. What a fantastic 2 games. Gingerbread has got a... Look, Gingerbread, you've come from ranked up. Like, a lot of people might not know your name yet. They will do after this. You have played phenomenally. That was a hell of a game. Well done, Spur. You've really proved yourself in this group. Really good.
Indeed, and I'm really impressed with the level of play we've seen today. We haven't really seen any blowouts. Every player put up a solid fight so far, so it's absolutely fantastic to see. And I think with that we have some player interviews yet again, as with the previous lockdown. So if you guys grab some water, grab some food, and quickly return for the player interviews and watch through, and we'll be back right after those with some more quality British Tekken.
Enjoy.